So was that correct?
Around. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
around that only. Hmm.
Okay, so it's 7.20, right? I downloaded.
Yes, yes. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Latest
Okay.
one only. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I am made to install that, but yeah, I will install it.
Okay, okay. No issues. Okay, so
So
let's start.
before
Yes.
proceeding, Pankuri, can we discuss about the course structure, what you have said? If you can quickly
Okay,
give the overview what we are going to cover, right?
okay. So
Whole.
just let me open. If you have open, can you share your screen?
Uh, Give me 2 minutes. I think
Okay, no worries, no worries. I
I
have.
have to download it from WhatsApp because it's shared on WhatsApp. Whatever what.
Mhm. No worries, no worries. I have downloaded. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So basically, in this, like, this is like the kind of the overview which we already discussed yesterday, and in this, like, the about this soap and rest, we are going to discuss today, like about the just like the having small points, but about the rambles, designing rest, and the soap we are going to discuss today. And about the APIs, we already discussed yesterday. What is API? API-led connectivity and all we are going to discuss step by step later on. And this is about the really what is a Mule 4, about that Mule 3 difference between both of them. This is we are going to discuss in the development phase over there. And this is about the flow, subflow, and everything about is also like in the development phase, which is around 3 to 4 after 3 to 4 classes. And these
Okay.
all the part of the development only, just
Okay.
these kind of the you can say the connectors we will have, the components we are having over here. And like the what is a connector, that is also like kind of the basic thing. Just see, this is kind of the document type of way, but in this like lot of connectors are there, we are going to discuss all of them. So in this like the this is the optional database connector and the Salesforce connector, in both are optional. So like the Salesforce connector I'm going to cover, database I will give to you. Like you can try by your on your end, like if you have any issues you can tell me on that. Okay.
So are you going to teach any going to give any example with how we can connect with database with
Yes,
sales?
yes, that I will tell. Yes, yes, that I will give you the overview. The internal part, the working of that, you can try by your own.
Okay. But you are not going to give any practical example of how we can connect database with Salesforce.
No, no, I will tell you, like on the screen I will let you know like how which connection you can try to, or like how we can which things we needed over there, that I'm going to tell you. But later on, like the what's you any POC, any scenario, you
Yeah,
can
that
try
is
by your
fine.
own.
That is fine. Any scenario, I also I just need that. For example, if I have a data in the table or view in any of the database, right? So
Hmm.
I can pull those data from the view or table and push into the Salesforce. So something like that expect.
Yes, yes,
We
yes,
can
yes,
do
that.
that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine then. Fine.
Yeah. And about these this is like kind of the we can say the optional part. This is like I will tell you like this is kind of the theoretical part only. So
Mm-hmm.
this is we can discuss theoretically like nothing else. Then this is
Mm-hmm.
the data weave. Data weave obviously like I'm going to tell when we come in the one connector. After that I'm going to tell you about on that data weave.
Okay.
And then this is about error handling. Error handling we are going to cover. This is about the flows. This is also we are going to cover like kind of the connectors they are.
Okay.
Then this is the kind of the scopes that also we are going to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly everything basically,
Okay. So,
like this
yeah.
in this like only we will have architectural design. In this we are going to cover the cloud hub. Rest I will let you know like in the one or two liners the definitions, because these are the paid subscriptions over there. For the trial we will have only the cloud hub deployments,
Okay.
where we are going to host our applications so that we can learn over there over here.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the best practices and all that side by side going to happen.
Okay. So I think
Mhm.
yeah, content seems fine, right? So basically, I wanted to add two things here, right? So
Mhm.
basically, I requested to I think Kirti some so that for example, I want to learn about that what we say that basically Comet D, right? So for example. platform event based architecture there is in Salesforce, right? So when we raise any platform event or any CDC, so Mule can listen to those messages. So are we going to cover that? Uh,
No, like it's kind of the very high level thing actually. Not
mhm.
very high level means like it's kind of the high level that is not in my training over here. But yeah, like I know that, so I will give you a little bit
Yeah,
overview on
if
that.
you can just give me overview as well, right? I will catch that right point, right? Not,
Yeah. So I will let you know like the not in the just let you know like through which you can explore the on that. So yes.
okay, and one thing more, right? So if you see the your first session, right? So I want to also know basically, so why we are going to choose MuleSoft only? What are the limitations? What are the features? And why it is better than other integration platform like that? What are the costing, pricing, licenses, something like that? I want to understand this as well, right? So whatever you are
Okay.
going to teach, whatever you are going to teach, we should be focusing around, is there any limitations of this feature, right? If the data volume grow is the, so will this solution break or not? So please keep this mind, right, in this mind also as well,
Mhm.
right? These things in mind
Sure.
as well, right?
Sure,
So I
sure,
want
sure.
to know that why we only choose, when to choose MuleSoft, when not to choose MuleSoft, right? So that's, if you can prepare any class, not today, if you
Mm-hmm.
have, you can take it at another session as well, right?
Okay. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, that's fine then.
Okay. So basically, in the first class also, I just tell in the one liner, one thing like the MuleSoft basically we use like instead of others because just for the automatically purpose, like the auto things, like over here, like the MuleSoft help us to automate the things. People generally like one of the client of mine is there, which uses the Dell Boomi in starting. Dell Boomi is kind of the integration also, but
Mm-hmm.
they why they switch to MuleSoft actually because they want us to automate the process automatically needs to do the process with the Salesforce. They want to transfer the data, but other platforms not doing that much automatically process the business processes or anything as well delivering the data. They are not doing the automatic, but MuleSoft help us to do in the clear manner with lots of functionalities we are having. So that's why people switching to MuleSoft generally to transfer the data in on automatic terms.
So तो आप बोल रहे हैं कि भूमि ऑटोमेट थिंग्स को नहीं कर सकता, राइट? यू आर सेइंग।
Not that much, yes. Matlab MuleSoft basically we are going to use on that basis only, like to automatic the process in general.
ओके।
You can say, yeah.
ओके।
Okay. Okay, so yes. And rest you can say the speed and everything as well. So yeah. All the functionalities or else I will share some links if I have like to get to know the why MuleSoft better than or something. So you can look
राइट, राइट,
into that as well.
राइट, राइट।
By next class maybe. So
हम्म।
yeah, next class. Yeah, on 6th maybe. Cool.
यस, यस।
So yeah. So then today we are going to cover like first of all on our API designing. So first of all, before moving to that part, yesterday we discussed about the what is API and all, why we need an API to be used. So in that API we learned about the API development cycle as well. But to develop the API cycle, over here we need to understand the API as well. How we can do that? We can develop the cycle, it's fine, but there is a like lot of things which needs to be integrate over here in different designing patterns. Everything should be like have a designing patterns over here. So in this we will have the designing pattern over here that is called the API led connectivity. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So basically API-led connectivity is there. So API-led connectivity means over here which help me to connect, like it's kind of the one designing pattern we are having over here. So in this, like we will have the three layers: experience, process, and the system. So what that means actually, let's suppose you want to deliver some data of whatever you want to deliver the data to the Salesforce. Okay. So in that process, there are a lot of design patterns. One is called the monolithic approach. First is called the monolithic approach. Second is called the API-led approach. Monolithic approach means like everything you are doing in a single process. Okay. Uh, monolithic approach. Okay. And second is called the API-led connectivity approach. So in this, what happens, like monolithic approach, like everything you are doing in the same manner, like in the same stuff you are doing over there. So, but in this API-led connectivity, you are dividing into the three layers. Like if I can say to you, you want to send the data to the Salesforce, that way you are doing in the one way, like the single way. Just send the data, everything like securities, data sending, whatever the backend service you are having, everything in the single application. But I want to separate out the things into the three layers. That is called this API-led approach. Why? Because let's suppose your client wants to send some data to the Salesforce. In the Salesforce, you will have some sensitive data as well. Sensitive data means like their connection informations, username, passwords, and all. You don't want to share with that vendor which sends you the data, because sometimes it will be the possibility like vendor is something different, Salesforce is handling some other team, MuleSoft is handling some other team, right? So we don't want to merge everyone together, their details togetherly. So that for, and MuleSoft people also, they don't want to share their development phases, how they developed the code also. So for every single thing we will have the separate layers over here. So it's basically experience layer. Experience layer, what helps, like experience layer just doing nothing. Whatever the client wants to send the data, whatever the target source we are having, they want to send the data. We are just taking up that and store that data in my experience layer. That's it. Nothing doing. And then send to the process layer that same data. In the process layer, whatever the business logic we are going to have, like the development, whatever the business logic transformations, whatever, we are going to handle that all those in the process layer. System. System layer, in this we will have only the backend service details, like their connection details, like whatever the details it needed, all of them only do's. In this we will have our backend service like the Salesforce system API, database system API, that's it, nothing else. So this is called the API-led connectivity. Or else we are going to do all these stuffs in the single monolithic approach. In that, the disadvantage is this, you can say, like in this client also send some data to that API only. In that single API, we are having backend service as well, all business logic as well. Everything is combined. There is no kind of the security you will feel like over there. So to avoid those things, the best approach you can say that is API-led connectivity approach. But right now it's dependable upon to the client subscriptions as well. Why? Because nowadays clients will come up with the flow-based subscriptions. Flow-based means or flow-based or application-based subscriptions as well. They
Mhm.
will have the subscription kind of way. I only have the subscription to be deploy only 5 applications. Then how you can deploy it with API-led connectivity? If you are having 5 use cases and you are able to deploy 5 applications only, you can't make the API-led connectivity in that case, because it needs 3 APIs for the single use case. Okay, max to max you can combine the things. You can maybe the reusability as well happens over here. It's fine, but you can't do the point to point things, right? So in that those cases, the API-led connectivity you are not able to use. You can suggest them like, okay, this is the best approach we can do, but if they don't have the subscription, then we don't have option, we need to do the monolithic approach only. In that we can provide the internal securities as well, like just you can say secure the data over there.
Okay, so yeah, yeah, that is what I was saying. So before coming into this topic, right? So
Mm-hmm.
वही कि आप अगर मतलब मुझे वो बताते कि हाँ क्या सब्सक्रिप्शन होता है, उसमें क्या प्लान्स हैं. So
You can say that part I'm not into very much depth, honestly, because I'm kind of the developer, which
Okay.
these things generally handled by the platform architects. Okay,
Okay.
platform architects who generally knows about the subscriptions. But yeah, I know about the subscriptions. Let me tell you about that. We will have just like the
Mm-hmm.
titanium subscriptions. We will have platinum, gold, kind of these subscriptions. In these, titanium and the platinum are the most good subscriptions, in that you will have like the you can say highly cost. These are the high cost. Gold as well, it's a good, but sometimes gold, people have gold subscription, they will have, still some features are not in the gold subscriptions over there present. You can say the
Okay.
workers, like the workers are using going, I will tell about the workers later on. But the workers, some things are missing in the gold subscription as well. But in the titanium and the platinum, I feel like they will have the almost all the features enabled which we needed for the to deploy the applications or to do some things over there.
ओके, नो वरीज।
Rest
सो
is
आप
depend.
एक बार लिंक भी
Hmm.
शेयर कर देना इसका, अगर आपको कोई मिलता है तो,
Sure, sure, sure,
जहाँ
I
पे
will
आई
tell.
कैन रीड दिस। ओके, सो
Okay.
बेसिकली यू आर सेइंग कि अगर हम एपीआई लेड कनेक्टिविटी अप्रोच से जाते हैं, तो फॉर एग्जांपल सेल्सफोर्स है, एंड सेल्सफोर्स फॉर एग्जांपल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट क्लाइंट के साथ मेरा कनेक्टिविटी है, फॉर एग्जांपल 5 क्लाइंट के साथ, राइट? तो मैं उसको
Correct.
मैं 5 क्लाइंट, मैं 5 एप्लीकेशन म्यूल में मतलब बनाऊंगा, राइट? बट
Correct.
अगर वो सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं है तो वो बनाने नहीं देगा, ऐसा आप बोल रहे हैं, राइट?
Yes, means like if you have only the subscription of to deploy 2 3 applications, then how you can
राइट,
make up this. And
राइट,
also then it will, like if these things are not reusable. Let's suppose you are having one connection with Salesforce or DB, and then another connection with SAP to NetSuite. Obviously you need 4 APIs for that, right? Means like different, because there is no reusability as well over here. Then there
राइट,
is
राइट।
no use to make the API led connectivity at that date. At that case, in general, then you can make the monolithic approach.
Yeah, but data are coming from five different sources into the sales source, and that has the same, we can say that same type of data coming from the different system into the Salesforce, so we can make use of one API as well, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That how we can do that, I will tell in the development
Yeah,
phase.
yeah,
For
that's
that,
fine.
we will have the one connector which help me
Right.
to do the multiple source to call multiple source and do the stuff.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of the approaches we are having over here. Now, in this, how to design the APIs and why we need the designing basically. Without designing, can't we build the application? Yes, we can build the applications, but in this there is some problems over there actually happens. What is these problems actually? Problems are these, like you can say, if we don't do the designings, then user, whatever the user they will have, they can send any type of data and it will harm to my backend service later on. Harm in the sense, like suppose like you are logging to any point platform, let's suppose, and if you don't have any MFA enabled, or if you don't do nothing, then maybe or you don't have like the username password login like this, then anyone can open this and anyone can do any stuff over here, right? So kind of these type of things we are having, these kind of designings we need, so that whatever the bad data is coming, it will stop in the starting only. It will not even go to my backend service. If we don't do the designing phase, then the bad data will directly go to my backend service and it will harm that particular part. So to avoid those things, we are generally do the designings over here.
Okay.
Okay, so for the designing the API, we need the one language that is called the RAML, that called as a RAML. What is this RAML actually?
It's
Just a
a
minute.
RESTful API, right?
Yes,
Modeling
yes,
language.
yes, yes. RAML is called the RESTful API modeling language that you are saying, correct? In this, REST also have the meaning that is called the
Re-
representational state transfer. Okay. So this is meaning. So you can say REST API, RAML, both are both are same only over here. Okay. So in this, there is another topic comes over here, the SOAP. So actually, difference between both of them is what is this? So RAML basically it's kind of the going to be You can say it's RAML is kind of the uses the JSON language, and SOAP basically uses the XML language. Okay, so SOAP is kind of the web services you are having, in which you are going to use the services in which you are going to use the XML languages over there. And RAML is kind of the designing, it's kind of the architectural designing you are having. You can modify any time over there. But the SOAP is kind of the protocol. Protocol means like the HTTP, HTTPS protocol you are having. Your government makes some protocols, and it will very difficult to build up those things or to change those things. So it will difficult to change the protocols over here. So and the RAML or the rest you can say is kind of the using the HTTP methods. You can say get, post, put, delete like this. But the SOAP uses the web service methods. You can say the consume like these name of things. Also, in this, we are going to use the HTTP methods, obviously. So in this, it called the web service consume. Actually, web service consume. You can say the WSDL. Okay, that
Mhm.
can be called as the WSDL over here. So these kind of the difference between both of them is there. So people are asking some things as well like that, which is more secure. Obviously, like the SOAP is more secure because SOAP is kind of the WS security over here because of this WSTL where service consume. So because of this security, their internal certifications, internal keys and everything are going to be more secured over here because of this web service consume, because of this WS security over here. So that's why SOAP is more secure instead of the RAML. Basically, SOAP is kind of for the experienced person. Generally, you need some experience to build up the SOAP, to write up the XML. REST or RAML is kind of the beginner thing only. Like anyone can handle this RAML because it's kind of the uh, readable purpose. It's easy to read. It's easy to build up over there, and anyone can easily able to understand this because it's kind of the English language also going to use over here, kind of this. So that's why. So generally we are going to use the ramls only, and through these ramls only we are going to build our the APIs, design our APIs over here. Okay. So yes, let's start how to design. So over here, this is called the design center. In this, you will click on the create and you will have the options to create the RAML over here. So in this, you are going to have the multiple options that the new API specification fragments we are going to discuss later on. Import from file means like I shared some raml with you, so that you can import over here like this. Just choose the file, whatever you downloaded you can pick up that zip or whatever, and then provide any project name over here and then just say the import. That's it, and it will import to your raml like this. And over here, like if you have any GitHub repo over there, so you can sync your ramls with that GitHub repo also over here. Okay. And the first is called the, just a minute. And over here you can say first is called the new API specification. So in this new API specification, we can say like this is from here we are going to build up the designings. I will just say the
So okay, so basically we are making the actual API or what? It's a API specification. Did not get this point. So
sorry
API
which one?
space. So I
Hmm.
am saying यहाँ से हम API एक्चुअल API बना रहे हैं या
Yes.
API स्पेसिफिकेशन है? Did not
No,
understand.
no. Yeah, yeah. New API specification means like it's just kind of the designing we are going to build up over here, not the API.
Means
Designing of the
this can
API.
accept the data, right? You are saying if
No,
we
no,
hit
dummy
this,
data. Dummy data
yeah,
only.
yeah,
Dummy data.
what?
Hmm.
Yeah, means for example, हमने ये एपीआई बनाया एंड इसने बताया कि मुझे ये डेटा इस फॉर्मेट में चाहिए, जेसॉन में ये
Yes.
एट्रीब्यूट्स, ये वैल्यू चाहिए। सो वी कैन हिट दिस एपीआई एंड दिस एपीआई कैन प्रोसेस दोज डेटा, राइट?
Yes, yes.
And it can process and it can transfer to other as well, right, after processing.
No, 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 no. See, see, see. As I told, it's just kind of a designing means. Wait, let me just show you one thing. See,
No,
हम
so
यहाँ पे
okay.
only सिर्फ एक
Mhm.
डिजाइनिंग कर रहे हैं, kind of the designing only over here, because in this, let's suppose like you can, what I can say, I am building the one API in that what fields I needed, which values I needed over it. For that only I'm going to do the designing. Let's suppose for the Salesforce I am making this API. Okay. In the Salesforce, I want to transfer the name, age, and the address. If I'm sending name equal to 123, obviously this is a bad data, right? I need to send the name as the Amit over here.
String, right?
Yeah, string, right? So the kind of these validations for these things we are doing over here, it will not going to transfer the data Salesforce to DB. No, it will not doing that part. It's just kind of the designing, like how my Salesforce will going to accept the data over here, and that part I just need to do over here. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay, okay. So basically, it's not an actual API, right? Then it's just a specifications. So मैं ये समझना चाह रहा हूँ। फॉर एग्जांपल हम कोई एपीआई बनाते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल सेल्स फोर्स में भी हम कोई एपीआई बनाते हैं और उसको एक्सपोज करते हैं, राइट? सो और
Mm-hmm.
हम बाहर से जब हिट करते हैं तो डेटा जो भी आता है उसको प्रोसेस करता है और उसको सेव कर लेता है, राइट? सो
Correct.
हम म्यूल सॉफ्ट में अगर ये एपीआई बना रहे हैं ऑब्वियसली, तो कहीं ना कहीं से उस एपीआई मींस दैट एपीआई if we are going to expose somewhere, right, to someone
Mm-hmm.
as well, right?
Yes,
तो
yes.
अगर हम फॉर एग्जांपल किसी थर्ड पार्टी को एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं कि आप इस पे हिट करो, और आज आप हिट करोगे तो मैं इसको प्रोसेस करके म्यूल सॉफ्ट से डायरेक्टली सेल्स फोर्स में डाल सकते हैं। सो इज दिस
Mm-hmm.
व्हाट एपीआई डिजाइनिंग मींस, और इज दिस
No, 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 no,
स्पेसिफिकेशन?
no. ये जो आप बोल रहे हैं ये सब हम डेवलपमेंट में करेंगे, लाइक हाउ टू
डेवलपमेंट
डू
भी
ऑल
करेंगे,
दिस,
राइट?
हाँ।
सो ओके, सो मीन्स जो हमने यहाँ पे जो स्पेसिफिकेशन डिफाइन किया है, एंड देन वंस वी डेवलप देन वी कैन कनेक्ट दैट एपीआई विथ डिजाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन, राइट?
करेक्ट, करेक्ट,
ओके,
करेक्ट। मतलब
ओके।
इसमें हम क्या करेंगे, जो आप बोल रहे हो वो सब हमारा पार्ट है डेवलपमेंट में एक्चुअली, राइट? अब
हम्म।
यहाँ पे क्या सीन है, यहाँ पे हम सिर्फ करेंगे अपना डिजाइनिंग कि मेरा उस एपी को किस फॉर्मेट में डेटा इट कैन एक्सेप्ट इट, विच थिंग्स इट वांट्स टू एक्सेप्ट इट, लाइक इन द जेसन फॉर्मेट, एक्सएमएल फॉर्मेट। अगर यूजर इसमें जेसन की जगह एक्सएमएल फॉर्मेट दे विल सेंड, देन आई नीड टू रेज द एरर व्हाई यू आर सेंडिंग इन द XML format. Please accept, my Salesforce will accept the data in the JSON only, right? So
राइट,
kind
राइट।
of these type of things you will having, just kind of the UI designing, you can say in short
यस,
terms.
तो मीन्स वी,
Whatever. Mhm.
यस, सॉरी सॉरी, सो मीन्स
Yeah.
वी कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली डेवलप द एपीआई बिफोर
No,
डिजाइनिंग, राइट?
no, 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 no. That's what I said in the starting. We can build the APIs directly as well, but
ओके,
to avoid the bad data directly sent to my backend service, I am designing the applications, because let's suppose I said name equal to 123. It will not accept it, right? It will go to my backend and it will harm my backend service this data. So
ओके,
instead of that, I do the designing. In the designing, it will catch in the designing phase only. It will give
ओके,
the error at that point only, so it will not even go to the backend service over there.
ओके।
Okay, you will understand this,
या
slowly
या सो
slowly.
या, यस,
Yeah,
यस,
yeah. Means like the just like the slowly slowly you will for sure understand why we are doing all the stuff actually. So
यस।
whatever you are saying now, like how to process and everything, that part we can do in the development phase in the studio. And
ओके।
over there we can import this designing. So designing will go first, like okay, it will accept in the JSON format, XML format, name is the string, or age is the number. So and like suppose phone number is only for the 10 letters. If I can say not more than 10 letters, so how people can know? Obviously I need to do the designing at the back end, right? Okay, like it will accept only 10 numbers only. So kind of these phase only we are going to do over here, nothing else. It's
या
not
गॉट
kind of
गॉट
the proper API. Hmm.
गॉट योर पॉइंट।
Okay, good. So over here, just over here, we are going to design our application basically. So we will go slow, slow only, so that you will get on the good pitch over here. So just like it will take designing will take 3 to 4 days in general. like the 1 day, 2 day, and 2 more days
That is
maybe.
fine. That is
Yeah,
fine.
because designing is kind of the main phase. Then later on the things are going to be little bit easier. Okay, because
Okay.
you are the technical guy, you know the things, so it will go a little bit easier. Designing is kind of a little bit complex phase because this is new for everyone.
Yes,
That's why.
yes.
Okay, so basically in this, one more thing I just forgot to tell. While creating the applications, we will get one option over a specification language. So over here, we will have the two types of language actually, RAML and the OAS. What is
Mm,
the difference between both of them actually? RAML is kind of the combination of the JSON and the YAML formats. But OAS will take only one language at a single time, either the JSON or either the YAML. That's it. So that's why raml is more preferable because it's kind of the combination. It will have more features over here to be performed. Okay, so that's why we are taking up the raml over here. And what JSON, you know what is like object
yeah,
kind of
just
structure.
yeah. Jason,
YAML
I
is
know.
the
Yeah.
format.
Yeah.
This is YAML format. YAML format I'm taking. Let's suppose what you can say. Like the training, you can take it up. In the training is the main part. Okay, so training, in that you will have the two things, student and the teacher, right?
Right.
So and inside the training I need to do the stuff. So I
Mm,
will say the two spaces over there, and I will say the student. On the same level I can say the teacher. And now in the student, how many students I will have? One. Okay, so I will say hyphen, I will say Amit. Or instead of hyphen as well, I can directly say as well Amit as well over here. Or I
mm.
can say if I will have the multiple students, I will say in the array format.
I reformed. Okay.
Okay, so and the teacher, same manner, I will do for the teacher as well. So it's just kind of the parent-child relationship you are doing over here. Like inside the training, you will have the two subcomponents. Inside the two subcomponents, you will have another their values. So kind of these things you need to take up over here. In this manner, if we are going to write in our RAML. Okay, and just one thing need to remember over here, spaces. So after the colon, you can't start like this. Okay, you need to give the space after the colon, then only it will acceptable. And you
Mm,
can't do the stuff like this. You need to remember the proper indentations, proper everything, proper spacing over there. Otherwise, it will give you the errors. Okay, and how you will recognize the error over here? You will get the red marks. Just let me show you. Yeah. If you see right now, it's in the blue. Blue means everything is fine. No errors are coming up. Red mark is just like the problems you are getting, errors you are getting. Yellow is just like the warning. You can ignore the warnings.
okay.
How we can know? Let's suppose I'm doing the issue over here. Okay, so see, it's a error, right? Because it will say title is mandatory, YAML map expected, means it will not even take this title as the key over here. Okay, so if I once I will provide the space, it will everything is fine now. Okay, like this. And also this is what RAML, the 1.0 version we are using, so that's why this is giving over here
Okay.
the one version. And whatever you are doing, yeah, three partitions we are having. Right side, this is the documentation. Over here, whatever you are going to be built in the middle partition, everything you are able to see in the right side over here. Let's suppose I will say batch, so it will see batch over here. Whatever you are building up, you are check over here every single thing.
Okay.
And in the left side part over here, you are creating the files. See, just one thing needs to remember, like every single thing we can't do on the front page, in like if you are building a new book, so everything like in the on the proper index, right? Not everything on the root page. So over here as well, the things needs to remember, like we are not going to build up every single thing on our the this page over here. So we need to reference some things from the particular files, like whatever the things we will have, we are going to make the files folders over here and going to reference these things in my root file. Otherwise, it will be not kind of the good readability over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. So instead of writing every single thing in over here, we are going to make the folders in the files and calling them in the root file. That's it. Okay, so
Okay.
for that reason, this is over here. And also, yes, this is the basic one you can tell. And over here you can see this arrow, right? So this arrow will help you to give the suggestions. Let's suppose you don't know anything right now, so it will give you the suggestions over here. So if you see, once I do the enter, it will tell me what I need to do over here, which things I need to build up over here. So I will go one by one every single thing. First of all, I will say on the documentation side, you can give the descriptions. Description means like about which this API is there. All things are not necessary over here, but it will be good for the third person. Let's suppose I am building up any particular application. I don't give any description, display name, documentation. I didn't give anything. So
Okay.
how the third person, whoever will come, how he is going to understand the things, right? So for those things, I need to give all these things so anyone can read and they are able to easily understand my development. So I will say just like the so if you see over here, this description comes. Now next suggestion is kind of the documentation I will have. So I will say the documentation over here. So in the documentation, I will have the content and the title. Okay, documentation is just like the I am giving the uh to the people, and the title I can say the mule training. So now if you see over here, I will get the documentation tag, and in that I will have the mule training as the title. In that I will have the content is the training. So whatever you want to write up over here, you can write every anything over here, and all things are going to be write up over here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see like this, it will write up. Okay. So like this, it will the things are going to be work. Everything is optional, just like the for the documentation. And like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to comment any data, comment means like just don't want to delete and you don't want to use as well. So just comment the data, select all the lines and do generally if you want to do one line, just do the hash symbol. But to do at a once all the lines, you can select all and do the control and that question mark key. Okay, besides the shift, you will have the question mark tab, right? So that
Yes,
you
yes.
can click control and the question mark wala, and then it will be do the commented all the stuff. And if you see now, there is no documentation present over here because it's commented now. Okay, so yes, this is the first point. Then next point over here, you can take up any route over here. We can say the version. Version means the first version you are building up. So you can say 1.0 over here. So that means the first version you are building up over here. And then again you just want to say protocols. Protocol, there are two type of protocol, HTTP or the HTTPS. HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol, and with S it's kind of the security. So which you want to use over here, that needs to tell. Just remember one thing, whatever you are going to write up over there, things are going to be acceptable that only. If you are not sure which is going to use, please provide both so that whatever is coming, it will going to be accept anyone. But if
So
you
if I have
defined
to
only
provide,
the
if I have to provide both, so I have to give it in array, right?
and array, correct. So you can give like this either, you can say either like this HTTP or hyphen HTTP, either like this you can give it up, or if you don't want to give like this, you can give like this in the array as well. HTTP, comma HTTPS. Both ways it will work.
Okay.
Okay. So anything can be acceptable over here.
Like methods, right? What are the
Yes. Yes. So both are going to be acceptable, but if you define only the HTTP, then HTTPS will not going to be acceptable. Okay. So whatever you are going to write it, that only stuff is going to acceptable, nothing else.
okay?
Now next. Now next is called this is my choice actually, like which my API wants to accept over here. If you don't define anything, the things are going to be acceptable anything.
No, so
Bef-
yeah,
hmm.
so basically when we are creating the HTTP API, right? So generally on high level, if you see about what is the protocol, right? And version is fine, but yeah, after that, what is the HTTP method? Is it get or put or post like that, right? And then what is the request body and what are the authentication methods, right? So how we can define that?
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you?
that is step by step coming.
Yes,
This is
yes,
the
yes.
kind of the overview over here.
Right,
So
right,
all things are coming also well. This is kind of the root structure you are doing right now.
right, right, right.
Yeah, that will come. So over here now, the next part is called the media type. If I don't define any media type, then it will accept any format, CSV, text, XML, JSON, anything. But
Okay.
if I want to define it over here, I want to define it over here, I will say, so
So it's basically content type, you can say, right?
correct. Yes. Media type is kind of the content type. Over here, like in which language you want your data is going to come up. And this is for the root one. You are seeing the methods, multiple endpoints we are having. So for all of them, this is a common thing. Okay. Either I can provide the JSON or either I can provide the XML. If you want to change for the any the rest one, you can change it later on as well. How that I can tell later on. Okay.
Mhm.
And so mirror type is just kind of the format you are having. Now the next part is called the base URI. So what is this base URI actually? Base URI is nothing but it's just kind of the base URL structure you want to show, like how your URL is going to be built up. This you can add up later as well. Just like for the showcase, like please make URL kind of this manner for the peoples, for the beginners. That's it, nothing else. So this is kind of the your URL in the starting phase is structured over here. Okay, the root file. Now, second way over here, now the endpoints. Do you know what is the endpoint?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So where
S-
basically where we are hitting, right? That is the endpoint. Means where we can find that actual resource, right?
Correct, correct. Yes, so that is the endpoint basically. So just let me give the overview. So everything will have the endpoint, like on this endpoint what things are performing, on that endpoint what is performing. Like over here if you see, all these are also called the endpoint only. Design center is one endpoint, API manager is one, because if I click on the design center over here, it will say design center over here, and before that it will say my domain, right? So
Right,
design center is just kind of the endpoint for me, which help me to do that. And if I click on the API manager, it will say API manager. So these kind of the endpoints only in which I'm performing different functionalities over here.
right,
So
right.
the same stuff I want to do over here, I can make n number of endpoints over here so that I can make my application dynamic. Let's
Okay,
let's suppose I am doing the stuff over here, make the Salesforce application. I want to do for now for the account object. But later on, if I have the use case for doing the account and the contact or for the products over here. So, over here, I can't make the multiple applications, multiple system API for the account, for the contact over here, right? So for all of those objects, I can make only the one application, only the one application for with the multiple endpoints. I can say account as a one endpoint, I can say contact as a one endpoint, I can say product as a one endpoint, like that. Okay.
hmm,
So all of I said like that my application is kind of the dynamic structure. So in all of these, I can make one is called a base endpoint, base path you can say, so that it will let me know like which API will be started. So according to me, I can do like this: Salesforce slash V1, or you can say any experience API if you're doing, you can say experience, you can say processor system, anything you can do it over here. It's up to you. So you can say Salesforce over here like this, and then it's kind of the base. Oh, sorry. Then over here you can say slash, and then again you can say over here account. Let's suppose we are doing for the account. So like this. So that means it's kind of the slash Salesforce slash account. If you go below, you will let you know like this. If you see slash Salesforce slash account, that means Salesforce is the static one. Later on, whatever the endpoints you can build up, it will be built up like this.
But where did you write API endpoints? It came automatically, right? So when did you give slash? It is treating this is endpoint or what?
Yes, yes, this is endpoint. Slash means it's kind of the endpoint.
Okay, okay.
Salesforce is kind of the base endpoint that it will be static, and changes are coming in the this one. Sometimes account, sometimes contact, sometimes product, kind of that. So
Mm-hmm.
like this, if you see slash account slash contact like this. So whenever you want to call your file for in the account words, you can say slash Salesforce slash account. Slash account is the main endpoint. Salesforce is kind of the base endpoint, or you can say base path.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this you are doing now the functionalities. Can say description, display name. This is the basics only. Description like which you want to do. I can say account data, and in the display name how you want to looks like. Okay, let's suppose like right now you are looking like this slash account. You don't want to like this manner, you can say like this please. So I want to show, you see it looks like this account. So display name is this. Now you will go to overview, and in the overview you check like description comes over here,
Mm-hmm.
and the methods whatever you want to make it up, you can make it up over here. Now, there are a lot of methods coming up over here. You know, everyone, everything. Get is for getting the details. Delete for delete the data. Patch is for the partial updation. Let's suppose like you want to update only a single field in the object, then you can make use of the patch over here. And the put means you are updating the complete object. Okay, entire object you want to update. That means the put method. And then the post means it's just kind of the creation of the data over here. You are creating the data in any particular backend service. Hidden options are we are not going to use, so you can ignore these. Rest of the methods, 5 methods, we are going to use over here.
Okay.
Okay, so now these are the methods. We can take it up over here. Get method. So any doubts till this part first of all?
No, अभी ठीक है. Fine.
Okay, cool. So now today we are going to discuss about only the one method, that is called the get method, and the rest of the methods we can take it up tomorrow later on.
Yes, sure, sure.
Yeah, then so over here the things are basics only over here. Then we can have the description, display name. It's just for the more clarity over here for the person like which we are doing in the get method over here. We
Right.
can you can give anything. Then in the get as well, we are having the two ways to perform the things. Two ways means like either we are getting the complete data, or either we are going to get the filtered data. Filtered data means let's suppose if I can say I want to get the complete 8th class data, so that I don't want to have any filter. I will just get the complete data. But if I can say over here I just want the name Amit, who is named Amit, or who scores more than 80, I just want the data for those people, not no one else. So that kind of the filtration I will have it over here. Okay,
Okay.
so for both manners, I will have the different way to do the things. If you see query parameter and these are going to use in the filter data. But for getting the complete data, I don't want to give any inputs over there, right? I don't want to send anything. I will just getting the response for the
Right.
complete data. That's it. So for that, I will say the body over here. Body
Okay.
means like you are starting with the responses over here, or you can say you are doing the responses, or you can say the responses, and then whatever the status code you are having. So for get you will have the status code 200, that means okay. Okay,
Okay.
I will share the sum of the status codes as well to you. They are the status codes which we are going to use, like for the get different, for creation different, for the updation different, and for the error handlings as well we are having different things. Okay, so there are a lot of status codes we are having over here. So for everything we will have the different one. If you see, lot of ones. 200s are for the successful, 400 are for the errors, and 500 as well for the errors with the network issues sometimes. Okay, so that I can share some links as well to you, so you can check out all the things.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm using the 200 for now over here. Then again, I will have the description, anything you can give it, and then the body. In the body, I can say right now, if we see, if I click on the get method,
Mm-hmm. Your voice is not coming. Hello. Hello. Yes, who is this?
yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, power is cut.
हम्म,
That's why.
कोई बात नहीं, यस कोई बात नहीं.
Okay. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. So where we are, yeah, on this. So basically, we are doing over the body. So inside the body, we are going to take a. Let's need to refresh. So basically, for the post, put, and the delete methods, we need both request and the response, right? So for that, we will have the little bit different structure over here, nothing else. Otherwise, the rest of the things are same only. So you can say another 200, I will say body, and then I will say internet that application JSON, it will already take it up because we defined in the starting already media type. So,
Mhm.
like, if we don't define it over here, it will also fine. But if it's not we are defined over here, then it will give me the issue. Like, you need to provide the media type over here. Okay. So either way you can do, or if you are not sure, like for this you will have in the JSON format, then you can define XML as well over here, and it will be override. If you see, it's override. So it's up to you. If you want to define the same, then you can skip that, or else you can define the newer one over here as well, or else you can define second time also. It's not an issue for over here.
Okay.
Okay, like in which manner your body is coming over here, that's it. Then again, description, display name are same only. Then over here, the example and the examples. What is this? Example mean like you can define only the one example file, like how your data is response is coming. Okay, in that manner. So it will hit you in that manner only over here. Otherwise, you can say examples. Examples means multiple type of examples you can show it over here. Can say examples. That means um first of all, you can define the key, you can define the A over here. You can say, first of all, my example something looks like this, or else my example will come like this as well over here. I'm not sure how my example looks like. So the two types you can give, any type of example can be acceptable over here. Okay, so multiple files you can show it over here. So it's up to you how
So
you want to
so
define them.
basically based on status, right? For example, if API fails, so this response. If API success, this response. So how we can define it? For example.
Yeah, this is what we are doing for the successful scenario only, because we already defined the 200 code, right? So
Okay,
this is
okay.
only for the
Ah, yeah,
200
yeah, got it.
status code.
Yes, yes,
If
yes.
if you want to
Uh-huh.
define for the errors, then for that you will have to mention the
Right,
another
right,
error
right,
code of
right, right.
400 and do the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying for the
200.
example only. हाँ 200 successful के लिए भी हम multiple type, because you are not sure like either it will give you in the string format example actual response, or maybe in the JSON also. You are not sure because we are over here testing the dummy state only, right? So you can define with the examples multiple type of data also. That's what I want to show. That's it. Okay, so like that. So now let's test out this first of all. So how to test this application? You can check everything. Application JSON coming up over here. Okay is kind of the example you are having. And then every single thing is present. Just click on try it and click on send. If you see, it's coming. 200 okay. This is the okay meaning of 200, and then over here it will be coming. This is the time, how much time it will take to show. That means your endpoint is working perfectly fine over here.
ओके
Okay.
एंड अगर मुझे ऑथेंटिकेशन डिफाइन करना है कि
Yes, that we can take up
ओके
later on.
ओके
Like,
ओके श्योर श्योर
that authentication or something that we can take up in the rest of the parts.
और
Okay.
ये जो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन दिख रहा है इसको हम डाउनलोड भी कर सकते हैं क्या ऐसा कुछ मतलब
This one, no,
हाँ
this one we
हाँ
can't download actually. If you want to download the complete project, you can download it from here. You can see
नहीं जैसे कोई बोलता
download
है ना कि
project.
नहीं जैसे कोई बोलता है ना कि आपने जो एपीआई बनाया उसका स्पेसिफिकेशन शेयर कर दो राइट
हाँ, तो you can share like this. Just download this project. So ये आपको यहाँ पे डाउनलोड हो गया, देखो म्यूल जिप, और यहाँ पे ये आपका जिप है, यहाँ पे आपको प्रॉपर आपका विजिबिलिटी है, like which you ever built. So
अच्छा
you can share your specification like this. ठीक है? So you can just download this and then you can share. I can also share with you once we this complete this YAML na, then I will share this with you like this only. Just download it and share with you.
ओके
You can delete as well, you can duplicate this as well, whatever you want to do, you can do this like this. And if you want to share with the same organization people, you can share like this as well. Just click on share and share their email IDs and it's shared with them.
ओके
Okay, so yeah. So yes, so for now, if you have any questions, then you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wrap today's session. In next class, we
या
are discussed about the rest of the methods, and if we get time, then we can discuss more also.
ओके बस हाँ एक दो क्वेश्चंस करके डिस्कनेक्ट करते हैं राइट सो
Yeah, sure.
सो बेसिकली हम यहाँ पे जो एपीआई बना मतलब स्पेसिफिकेशन दे रहे हैं राइट सो
Mm-hmm.
अगर मेरा जो फॉर एग्जांपल ये तो गेट का है अगर मेरा जो डेटा है बेसिकली बहुत ही नेस्टेड है जेसन फॉर्मेट में भी सो वो तो
Mm-hmm.
बनाना बहुत टफ हो जाएगा यहाँ पे कि मेरा रिक्वेस्ट बॉडी ऐसा होना चाहिए तो आप समझ रहे हो मैं जो पूछ रहा हूँ
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
कि जो फॉर एग्जांपल मेरा जो डेटा का स्ट्रक्चर है जेसन में भी वो बहुत नेस्टेड है
Mm-hmm.
मतलब नेस्ट मतलब एक एट्रीब्यूट के अंदर फिर एक और ऑब्जेक्ट है फिर उसके अंदर एट्रीब्यूट्स ऐसा ऐसा करके
Mm-hmm.
सो ये तो बहुत टफ हो जाएगा यहाँ पे रिक्वेस्ट बॉडी डिफाइन करना आप
Okay.
मतलब वो मैं
नहीं
पूछ
नहीं
रहा
बना सक नहीं नहीं बना सकते हो उसको भी, ऐसे कोई इशू नहीं है। बिकॉज अभी यहाँ पे हमने सीखा सिर्फ यहाँ पे बनाने के लिए, राइट? ओवर
हूँ
हियर आई जस्ट शो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डू ओवर हियर इन जनरल। ओके, वी आर जस्ट मेंशनिंग देम इन द फाइल्स ओवर हियर। वो हम फाइल्स में करेंगे एंड देन वी आर कॉलिंग दोस फाइल्स ओवर हियर। ओके, और उसको बनाना भी इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है। आई विल टेल यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लासेस दैट पार्ट। मैं आपको जस्ट शो कर देती हूँ फॉर द टाइम बीइंग। सॉरी।
और बेसिकली हम एपीआई म्यूलसॉफ्ट में बनाएंगे क्यों फॉर एग्जांपल हम डायरेक्टली अगर मेरा सेल्स फोर्स
नो नो,
ही एपीआई
डायरेक्टली हम नहीं नहीं नो नो, डायरेक्टली वी कांट डू बिकॉज एज आई टोल्ड, राइट? अगर मान लो उसके अंदर से आपकी कोई फील्ड नहीं आई, किसी फील्ड पे आपको
नहीं नहीं
वैलिडेशंस
मैं वो नहीं
लगाना
पूछ
पड़ा।
रहा हूँ नहीं मैं वो नहीं पूछ रहा मैं
ओके।
पूछ रहा हूँ कि मैं म्यूल सॉफ्ट के अंदर एपीआई क्यों डेवलप कर रहा हूँ अगर मेरा सेल्स फोर्स ऑलरेडी प्रोवाइड कर रहा है एपीआई आई कैन कॉल डायरेक्टली सेल्स फोर्स राइट सो मैं
हम्म।
म्यूल सॉफ्ट के थ्रू ही क्यों जाऊंगा आप समझ रहे हो
That is like up to your client requirements, because like sometimes if they are using the Dell boom, let's suppose, so Salesforce, see, but if you want to transfer the data from one, let's suppose you have the SAP, right? SAP आपके पास एक बैकएंड सर्विस है जहाँ का डाटा आपको Salesforce में भेजना है, you want to transfer over there, but you don't have any services. MuleSoft is just providing the
राइट।
service from transfer the data one place to another,
तो
right?
जहां तक मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट सेल्सफोर्स एंड सम अदर सिस्टम, आई डोंट नो व्हाट विच सिस्टम इज दैट। सो अगर मुझे सेल्सफोर्स से उस सिस्टम में डेटा डालना है, ओके,
हम्म।
एंड तो अगर वो सिस्टम मुझे एपीआई प्रोवाइड नहीं कर रहा है, राइट, बट इट इज प्रोवाइडिंग द कनेक्टर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल, तो मैं क्या बिना एपीआई बनाए भी मैं सेल्सफोर्स से डेटा पुल करके उसमें डाल सकता हूँ ना, म्यूलसॉफ्ट में। तो म्यूलसॉफ्ट में मैं एपीआई ही क्यों डेवलप करूंगा, मैं तो डायरेक्ट कनेक्टर के थ्रू मैं डेटा पुल करूंगा सेल्सफोर्स से, और उसके कनेक्टर के थ्रू मैं डाल दूंगा डेटा, राइट।
That also you can do if you have the functionality present. You can do like
हम्म।
that as well. यहाँ पे just mention मेन ये है कि यहाँ पे आपके पास सर्विसेज यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग, आपको कुछ
हम्म।
वैलिडेशंस लगाने हैं, कुछ फॉर्मेट्स करने हैं, तो वो।
अच्छा।
बट जनरली यहाँ पे सेल्सफोर्स में आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट सेल्सफोर्स वो कैसे वर्क करता है, बिकॉज आई डोंट नो। बट लेकिन सेल्सफोर्स में अगर आपके पास फंक्शनैलिटी है, लाइक सपोज एसएपी का डाटा आपको ट्रांसफर करना है, इफ यू हैव द फंक्शनैलिटी कि एसएपी का कनेक्शन सेल्सफोर्स में बन जाए, देन या यू आर एबल टू डू दैट। बट अगर वो नहीं है तो आपको सर्विस तो देनी पड़ेगी ना ट्रांसफर डेटा
हाँ
करने के
हाँ
लिए, फॉर दैट यू विल हैव द
हाँ हाँ,
म्यूलसॉफ्ट टू
तो
डू।
मैं वही पूछा, सेल्स फोर्स में तो है, राइट, बट फॉर एग्जांपल सैप में नहीं है, तो
हाँ,
तो सैप में नहीं है, तो मैं म्यूल सॉफ्ट में वो बना लूंगा, राइट, एपी।
करेक्ट करेक्ट, यस।
फिर मैं म्यूल सॉफ्ट से सैप को कैसे कनेक्ट करूंगा, थ्रू कनेक्टर,
थ्रू
राइट।
कनेक्टर, राइट। राइट।
ओके।
क्योंकि
ओके,
उसके
गॉट।
हमारे पास मल्टीपल कनेक्टर्स है इन विच यू कैन जस्ट कॉन्फ़िगर योर कनेक्टर डिटेल, योर बैकएंड डिटेल, एंड देन इट विल बी कनेक्टेड। दैट वो आपको हम शो करेंगे।
ओके, ठीक है।
ओके,
ठीक
सो
है,
अगर
ठीक
आपके
है।
पास फंक्शनैलिटी है देन यू कैन डू दैट, अदरवाइज यू नीड अ सर्विस ओवर हियर टू परफॉर्म द थिंग्स, दैट्स इट।
ठीक है, थोड़ा मैं क्वेश्चंस ज्यादा पूछूंगा आपसे, ठीक है।
श्योर श्योर श्योर,
तो
कोई
आप
इशू नहीं
थोड़ा
है।
सा वो कोई नहीं, आप वो थोड़ा सा वो उस हिसाब से भी सोचना आप थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि मैं सिनेरियो बेस्ड
श्योर
क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, क्योंकि
श्योर श्योर
ठीक
श्योर,
है,
कोई इशू नहीं,
ठीक है,
कोई इशू नहीं है, यू कैन आस्क।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
ओके। ओके,
थैंक्स।
थैंक यू सो मच अमित।
थैंक्स,
बाय।
थैंक्स। बाय।